I hope you guys able to see. Let me share my screen. I'm sorry. Yeah, I hope you guys able to see my screen, right? Hello. So in the last class, what we have did is we are trying to create an instance, but still our instance is not yet ready, and still it is showing as a waiting list for an instance. So we are not sure since it is a trial version with the service now. We are not sure when it will be back to our normal thing. So what I will do is for this. So I'm just log as a one. I have one of instance. So once I will try to create an instance in my another one. It's already have instance. So I just log. I will log into the instance and I will show you how it will create it. But once instance creation is available, then we can start the class in the same thing. So still these are the basics we are discussing right now. So just give me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to log in as an instance. So this is the process once we have created a instance. So if you not open an instance more than 12 hours, the instance went to sleeping mode, and we need to log into the instance and we need to wake up the instance for us. So for that what we need to do is for that we need to log into the this one and we need to wake up the instance so that we can do the everything. So let's wait for one more minute. It will be wake up, and once the it will wake up, so we can do the same thing. So earlier, what happened in the service now? Whenever we used to click on that one, the same thing will be what happened. The same thing will be created. His task creation is in very it created in very less time and less than a minute. But right now, maybe sorry, it has a many persons have many instances. So I think ServiceNow is trying to use the same thing. And so since it is a free version, we don't have control on it. Once we have a update from the service now, so we need to do the same thing for it. I hope everyone able to create instance, or still you guys have the same waiting list for it. Hello. No, all. Okay, Rishta, no. Okay. Lakshmi, you created? Very good. Oh, lucky. Okay, okay. I'm not able to do it in Mac. I think service. No, okay. Okay, Rishta, once we have done, we can do the same thing. So once before end of the class, we can discuss what is your query, Rishta. So we'll discuss. No worries. Jyoti Prakash, you created instance.
Yeah, actually, currently that is in waiting process. So
Okay.
yeah,
We need to wait for that until service now has to. Okay, that's good. I'm just opening
but
this one. Now, once you have created instance, it will be created a start building. Or once you click here, So this is our instance. So in that instance, we need to log into the same thing. So I'm just using to my password. So once we create an instance, so it will be like this. So whenever if you create any application or anything, so like any product you purchase, you created, or so anything, any service you are giving, you need a users to access the same thing, which means the users need to create the need to access our application, then only our business will be increased. So for example, if you see Flipkart, in the Flipkart, what happened, the end users, we are the end users of Flipkart, so we can access the Flipkart thing, and so we can access the Flipkart application, and we can purchase the something one, and that means we'll do so it will be business for the Flipkart, and they will generate a revenue for that one. So now what we have to do is, the thing is that next thing. So for example, users. So today the concept is users. So in the service now, it not only service now, in anything there are three types of users. First one is end user, second one is fulfiller, third one is admin or developer or implementer. So to now, who is the end user? So end user is nothing but who is utilizing our application and doing something in that one, which means the end user. So for example, if you take an example as a Flipkart, for the Flipkart, we are the end users. What we will do is, we will log into the Flipkart application, and in that application, what we will do is, in the Flipkart application, what we will do is, so in the Flipkart application, what we will do, we will do the purchasing, like order a mobile, order a laptop, or something XYZ things, we can do it. So once the order is placed, in the back end, someone has to work on it. That means the seller has to work on it, the seller has to accept your order, and seller has to pack the device. Once you have packed the device, pack the order, so the delivery team will come, the delivery team will pick up it, and will from the delivery team, they will give the transport team, the transport team will transport the device from, for example, if you are in Hyderabad, and you have purchased the order, and that seller is in Delhi, so from the Delhi to the transport team will transfer the device from the order thing, from the Delhi to Hyderabad. Once Hyderabad result, the delivery agent will pick up it, and he will deliver it to the your address. So this is the backend process, we can do it. So we know only once we have purchased a mobile in the Flipkart, the same thing we will receive in the at home. That only we know. But remaining the backend things, a lot of things happen. The backend things who are working on it, that we will call as a fulfillers. And next one is the admin. Admin is nothing but who is admins. So in the Flipkart, if you want to add administration work like creating a users, roles, permissions, and what you can say, adding a new sellers and adding the offers to like that one, those are all called as administrators. And developers will work if you have any issues with the functionality issues with the Flipkart, so you will do the development. So you will do the development if issue fixes, or if you want to add any new functionality, we can do the one. Or if you want to changes any new existing one, we can do the same thing. That's one. Next one is the implementer. So implementer is nothing but he will implement a new modules. Like in see, initially in the Flipkart, we don't have any Flipkart Pay Later or Flipkart Coins or Flipkart Flight Booking. Like there is no things. There is no modules when you create a things. So what we can do is so if you want to add those ones, so we create a implementers. Similarly in the service now also, the end user, whoever has the end user, so he can access our application and he can raise a request for it. Once he raise a request, the backend team will work on it, that will called as a fulfillers or ITL users. And third one, admins, who can grant the permissions to the one, and we can add the data insertion, a lot of things. And developers will develop the new functionalities to the existing one. And implementers will add the new implementation for this. This is the there are if three type of users in the service to application. This may differ from application to application, their terminology. I hope till now you understood, or any questions till now, because the user criteria is the very most important thing in service now, which we have to do. Okay. Hello, I hope you guys understood, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Now, the next step, we have seen it in the service now how we can create a user manual in general. And in the when you go to the on real time, so what happened? They will be configure the your service now instance with the multiple things. Like multiple things is nothing but how can I say? Mm, yeah. So it will be automatically integration with the Active Directory. So that I can cover you later. I can just when the topic when the midsar is coming, I can show you. So in the meantime, how we can see how we can manually create a user. So if you want to create a manually, go to the all. So you need to search for users. So users, system security, under is user and groups. You have users. Just click on it. So these are all existing users. You want to create a new user, you can see first one is a user id. User id is nothing but user id is nothing but it will be the login id for it. So I'm just creating a test underscore user, and the post name test, first name last name, this you guys know. And title is nothing but what is this user title, so we can pick it from here. Like I'm just making as a junior developer. So department. So if you join any organization, you will we go to the department like IT department or development or customer support, finance, or like a lot of things further. I'm just making IT. Here I will tell you this one, and logged out I will tell you. So if the user want to log in, always active should be true and logged out should be false. And then only the user can allow this. I can this three I can show with an example. Just wait for a few seconds. And web services, if you want any integration access, we can give it. And internal integration, if you want any internal integration, we can give it. This mostly we if you creating any service account, we can do it. And we can add a email of the user, and what was the logic, sorry, language, and calendar integration. If you want anyone, we can add it. And time zone, we can give it. So for example, right now the system time zone is IST. If you want to change it to any time zone, we can give the time zone also. And the next step is the date format. Date format is nothing but it will be the date format. So whatever we need a format, we can add the same thing. For example, I'm just giving to dd sorry dd I can give it. So business phone number, mobile phone number, and if you want any photo, we can add it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to save this record. Oh my god, oh my god, I think I have already test underscore user have a record. So it is making no longer access. Okay, let's wait. I think seems that account has some issue. Okay, now we have successfully created a user, and next step we need to set up the password. So if you want to set up the password, you just click on set password. So if you click on set password, what we are going to do is so we need to generate a password from that generate a password. So we need to set a password. So you can just click on this option. This password feature is coming from the version San Diego. Earlier, we can give a manually password. So and just click on generate. If you click on generate, it will be generated. And if you see, it will be a difficult one. So you can generate it, copy password, and save password. Now what happened? The password has automatically saved it, and you can see the password need to reset is automatically comes true. I will tell you with an example how we can do the same thing. Now what happened if we need to test it? So we need to test this one. I'm just going to paste. This is a very big password. So the user ID. So now what I'm going to do is so I'm just going to log in this instance and go to the new incognito window. So incognito window will work as a new fresh browser. If you don't have any new browser, so we can use the incognito window and log into this one. So we have that username and password, the testing user, copy and paste it here. And so since see we have given as a password need to reset true. So that means if you give as a password need to reset true, if for the first time, if the user is logged in, so he has to change the password. Until he has to change the password, the system will not allow you to log into the system. So this is for the security purpose. So I'm just giving the current password and the name new password. Since we have already a password called train at the rate 123, so I'm just giving those passwords. If you want to, we can give any password which we require. Submit. See, once So this we don't need. Once we have done it, so here if you come to the user profile, see, if you change the password and you logged or successful login, then this password need to reset true will automatically go to the false condition so that you can easily log into the system. So now we can see once the user is logging here, now we can see this is the one. If you check this one user how many screens it was, see, we have only very less self-service and content external dialog builder and usage tracking consent and password need to reset. Sorry, password reset and target. Since this user doesn't have, we didn't granted any access to the user, so we will treat this user as an end user, and he has the only limited function. He has the only the limited for accessibility for that one. This we can control by using the role access. That is a different story, I can tell you later. So now what we have to do is so now what we have to do is we can do the same thing for it now. So for example you can see here we have a call option called logged out. If I make as logged out as true and save it, so now what I'm going to trying to log out here, and this password is vanish. So this is the password testing user, and I'm trying to log in as it's true. See, so whatever we are given the correct password, but still it is a one different one. What is going on? So what happened in the back end? The locked out is true, so it will be happen here. So this is how happened. For example, in your banking application, if you entered a password more than five times wrong, what happened immediately? The account will be deactivated. The account, that means so you will not log into the one, and you need to call the customer care support, or you can contact the customer support. So to the one for the security purpose. For here also, if you make it as a logged out as true, for sometimes we entered a password will do. That is a different policy. So here what we have to do is if the user has logged out is true, so he will not be able to log into the system until logged out is true. Logged out changes to the false condition. So that's a basic thing. So for example, if I see I'm just making as a logged out as false, and I'm just going to here. I'm trying to use the same password. So I'm just pasting this password. See, I'm able to successfully log in since I have the changed the logged out is false. So for same user, I'm just going to again logged out is true. And now if I am going to log into this one, okay, this is the not the password. So this is the one. See, since this one I have made as a active is false, so since this one you made as a active sorry logged out false as a false, so it will be not be allow you to log into one. So this is the basic thing. And the next step, I'm just making this one logged out is true, and saving this record. So the next step, I'm just making this active as a false, and when I active as a false and save the record, so this will be, so whenever what happened, if I make a active is false and I save the record, automatically the logged out is going to the one. See, inactive user does not show in user choice list. Okay, that's a different one. Now, if I'm trying to do it again, see, since the active is false and logged out is true, so then the user could not be logged into the system. This is the basic thing we need to discuss. We need to check in the user profile. I hope you till now you have understood or any confusion. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just changing this user to the GMT time zone and make as a active is true and also. So what I'm going to do is I just change this user to time zone is GMT, and let's see how it's working. Now what I'm going to do is oh my god. So testing user and that password. So we have successfully logged in. That's okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a one incident. So this is for testing purpose. Forget about this one how I am creating. Just we need to understand how this time zone will work. I'm just creating a new. So hi. Yes. Submit. See the time it is showing as a 3 o'clock in the one GMT. So the time in the GMT. So I'm just opening the same incident from the admin console. So this is called as a global search. So for me, the admin, the time zone was IST, Indian Satellite Time. So if I open this one, see, it will show as a 8:30 in the morning for me. But the same thing, the user, it was showing as a different thing. See, the date format, month, hyphen, date, hyphen, year, and the time. The same thing, if you go to the user, it will be different. Date slash, sorry, month slash date slash year. So that means depending upon the logged user, we can change we can have the time zone changes. So we'll do the same thing. For example, if I change this user time zone to different one. So I'm just going to EST time zone and update. Then if I open this instance, see 18, it is a 11 o'clock in the night for this. Okay, so this is the basic thing we need to gather the thing. That means depending upon the time zone, logged user time zone, the dates will be visible to the one, and date format, whatever we have set up in the user profile, so it will be visible. For example, if I see this user, what was the date format we have given? This is the one. So if I change it to YYYMM, it will be like this, which means whatever the user has changed the same thing, it will be a uh, so it will be do the same thing for it. So this is the basic thing in the user profile. Now if you want to navigate to users, Just search for keywords user, or else just search for system security. System security, and search for users and groups, and search for law users. So if you have predefined data, this is the demo data which was given by the service now. And if you give the user, and you can control, and we have the users. So roles, I will tell you later in the next class. So if you want to add any role, just click on here. So I'm just going to. So what happened? I just added a role to the user, and let's see. I'm just logging out from this user. See, so I have granted ideal user. See here. It's not logged in. I'm just logging again. See, if you have ideal access, you have see this is a workspace. It was added new thing, and you can see there is a lot of modules were added since you have the ITL access for the user. So whenever if you granted any role or anything in the user profile, so if you want to apply those changes, the user should be um, you when user should be refresh his login, which means the user has to log out and log in again for the same thing. So that's we can do the same for this one. So that means if you are going grant depending upon the roles, it will be the this access controlled in the service now. Everything the access permissions will be controlled by the roles only. If it is a role here, we can do the all the other things for it now. So if we go to the users, so if I remove this role, forget about there are many roles were added. If I add one more, that's a different topic we can cover in the ruins the role is topic that is in next class. So if is see, we have removed all but it's not working. So if I refresh the login, and it will be work for you. Is this happen? I think it was saved some cookies in some in the system. It's not went well. Hey, what happened? I think we have not saved that profile. So still that is there. I'm just logging it again. I think it was stored in some cookies. It was coming that I can tell you later. So no need to worry. So this is the user profile. So if you want to change your time zone, the user can change the time zone to IST and update it. If the user is updated, you can go to the incidents. See, if the user is changed its time zone to IST, the time will be reflect in the same manner for the lot of things. So this is the basic things we can discuss about the user profile. There is a lot of things also in the user, so that I can cover you when the topic is completed. So this is the basic things about the user profile. So anyone has any queries till now?